G'day guys, Mennace here with another episode of Scrap Mechanic, and we are in the world with my excavator, and the roof is missing because I had to move it, and you can't drive it with the roof on, you just sort of fall through it, but it's still working, which is, I suppose it would make sense because I haven't really done anything to it. Let's remove, can I get out? Okay, I can get out. But I've decided to make this video about a second construction vehicle to go along with our excavator. I keep saying excavator, it's excavator. Bad English is bad. So I've made the frame. This one I kind of want to make a little bit more streamlined, a little bit better for weight as well. What I might actually do is we might actually run just a piece down the center, whether it be 3 wide or... Is this an uneven... It is an uneven one again. Okay, that's fine. And then we can have sort of 3 either side here, just to support the wheel structures. And this will give us a bit of a basis for putting down... I don't really need... I can put that like that because that should be fine. I'll put that in there as well. We'll go like this. Put another row across like that. So we have the basis for the platform in which these wheels can rotate on using the same technique we did for the excavator. We're going to do the exact same thing. This time I'm going to do it with you so you can kind of get an idea of how it all goes together. This time we're also going to be aiming for, as I said, a little bit better design. Streamlining the switches and whatnot will be perfect. And also, I want to make it look really cool. So, how many engines do we need? We needed 1 for the driving forwards and backwards, 1 for the left and 1 for the right. So that's 3 engines that we will need, and we will situate these at the back because when I put the big scoop on the bulldozer, it's going to be 3. So put like 1 there, 1 there. How can I get 3 across here just evenly? 1. It's not going to work. 1, 2. Nope, it's not going to work. We'll put 4 in because we will need probably a 4th engine at some point, but I want weight distribution to be very even. Okay, from here, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I want weight at the back because at the front the bucket will be there, and the bucket's probably going to come out like to about like here. You know, and it's going to be lifting up and down as we did for the same with like the bucket that we have on the excavator. So what I might actually work on now is, okay, so we'll hook up these engines. Is this on a... I don't believe it is. We'll do that because otherwise if I start messing with engines, we could lose our entire amazing structure. Now there's some bearings missing on those 2 back tires. All right, we'll need to rectify that. So as you can see, just like the other one, there is the drive line, which is down these bottom bearings, and then these lift up the various arms, but these are not connected correctly. Tires shouldn't make that noise when they fall to the ground. Obviously we're using wood because wood is the best way to do this. Have I missed? No, those ones can lift up and down as well. It doesn't really matter where the bearing is on the top row here. It's fine. So we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. You can go too. We'll put that there, like that. 2 tires, like so, and you're good to go. Okay, now what I want to do is hook up the drive. So we'll make the first one forward and reverse. Make sure that your bearings are always facing the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to be going absolutely nowhere. Usually it puts them counterclockwise, I've found, I think. Or is that clockwise? If you're facing, it's going to go clockwise. So usually they'll go clockwise. So that's the drive, forward and backwards. We'll hook up then our... let's make this our left, from left to right as always, like we're reading, and if you're in the right country driving on that side of the road. So we want this, so we want it to rotate left. You want this wheel to move backwards, which it is, and this wheel to move forward. So that will actually allow us to spin on the spot like that. Then we'll go to the right. We'll put down this one first. Doesn't really matter what order you put these in, like that. And the same goes for this one. So if we're turning right, we want the outside wheel to be rotating forward, and we want the inside wheel to be turning backwards, so we can simply rotate on a middle axis. It will be fairly good. So next thing we need to input here is the various switches between the multiple modes. So how did I do that on the last one? We're going to need a seat first of all. This is a temporary seat. I've said it a million times. I wish the seats could come in different types, because you can see here we've got a structure that is uneven, so it's got like an uneven amount across. This will not sit directly in the middle, but that's okay. We're going to put it at the front because we want to use all this space here. So driving forward and backwards is pretty simple. We can have that connected to the seat at all times. So that is our forward and reverse wheel. So if we take off the elevator, jump on here. Oh, okay, so that's going to be an issue too. Probably need to put another tire on here. Can't believe I missed that. We'll hook up just to connect. This is temporary. We're going to remove it later, just for all of these to lock onto. Hey, don't want that. Get out of here. You got to remember that these middle tires of the 5 are free spinning. They're there for stability, and that's it. Nothing more. No drive, nothing. So that's all good, right? Now we should be able to drive. If we actually give it some beans. Get some beans. Backwards, forwards, and that's pretty good. So let's pop you back up onto the amazing lift. And from here, we are going to be doing our left and right hand turns. So that means we need to place in one of the dials. So let's put it at the back here. And we can put it right here, like that. This will be the pillar that switches between the two. We'll make it nice and compact. Wish that dog would be quiet. And then we can put in some blockers like so. All right, and then like this. Actually, no, that's not right. I think I need to put this into there. All right, and then all that happens is you take the lift off. Is that little guy there? See how he jumps in front of the sensor like that? Actually, I'm going to remove the block underneath. Oh, that's going to be a little bit difficult to figure out. How far is it? It's pretty much in the center of that 9 square, which is good. So let's get this removed like that. Yeah, you should be able to move just a little bit more, more freely. Unfortunately, there's no control over that. That sucks. But what I want to put here is 2 of these. I believe. Do I have? Oh, okay. I see what I have here. All right, I'm going to have to add some of these. So there's 3 bearings in these front and reverse wheels. Can't even remember my own work. All right, that's easy fix. I think we've got the room for it anyway. So remove that. So put in a bearing, that one, bearing, that one, bearing. Is that enough? Yeah, that's enough for now because we don't need it to lift up. I'm trying to remember. 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5. So we just want it to go forward and backwards, then left it needs to lift, right it needs to lift. Why do I need an extra set of bearings? I don't think I do on this one. There's a reason I have them on this machine, but I can't remember what it is. I'm sure in a minute I'll figure it out. Let's get this working though. So the left will need to connect up to that one. Actually, we will need to actually remove all of this stuff again. Removing you, and you. Put in bearing. Oh, that's too many. Put that down like that. And a bearing in here. 2 wheels. And she's good to go. Put in 2 wheels on this one. Pretty much replicate that on the front. And what am I doing? I mean, if we need another one, it's not going to be hard to do. But I'm just trying to figure out why I need a 3rd bearing on these forward and reverse drive wheels. For the life of me, I can't think of it. As far as I can tell, I only need 2 on this. Get away. 2 on this machine. So I'll put in these wheels like that. And we're good to go. So, right, we need to hook up the drive again to engine number 1. And ensure that all of the bearings are in the correct rotation, like that one, and we can get you put over there. Good to go. Okay, so left and right. So we'll make all the inside ones left, left. Is that turning left? That'll be turning left, yes. And then we want to have the inside, that's the inside. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. You need to go to there, and then the outside one like that. And by default, we want these wheels to be lifted towards the center. I think the center will be fine, and it doesn't have to be very many degrees. So we want number 5. So this wheel here, so this is default driving backwards and forwards. We want bearing 5 to be lifted off the ground, so these are not touching at all. So let's rotate that by about 30 degrees on the number 5. Done. And then number 6 also needs to be rotated to 30 degrees. 1, 2, like that. Okay, and then also we want this sensor to hook to you. And then, can I do this? Yeah, I can do that, that's right. That's why this works. So then we want those 2 wheels to drive. So it's engine 2. Engine number 2 is our left-hand engine sensor there. All right, then we need to turn it up to like 3. What did I have you on? That's quite a lot. Probably only going to need that many. So this should technically work turning left now. So we got... What have I done wrong? Oh, okay. This needs to go... We need to hook up the right-hand lift bearings for the front and rear, which is no problem at all. Yes, you, and then you, and then you. So then the only blue bearings should be these 2 middle ones, which are free spinning, which is much better than before. We have forward, we have drive, then we want left. This is... Aha, all right, I see what I've done. So by default, all the drive wheels for turning left and right need to be lifted by 30 degrees. So I did that incorrectly. We need to go put you to minus, so put you to 30, put you to 30. Then we want this to minus 30 to neutralize that lift. Okay, now they're in the air. And we need to do the same for the right-hand turning wheel. So this one, number 6, you need to go, I want us to go that way. So blue, I'm working with blue. I like to have sort of some uniformity here. And then blue again for number 5 to 30. All right. Now we should be able to turn left. All right. Now another issue that I had neglected just a little bit with our turning left controller, we also need to raise the front and back drive wheels. So what number are you hooked up to? Number 1, number 2, it's all the inside one. 1, 2, 3, 4 all need to go out. So 1 can go 30 degrees. 2, I want them to lift out. So that's right. 2, 3, and 4 all be good for turning left 30 degrees once this controller is activated. So now at the same time that the tires are lowering to drop down and activate your right left hand turns, your front and back wheels will now be lifted. So this is a right. I'm turning right here. What have I done wrong? Okay, that's the wrong way. So all wheels should be turning off the ground. I've just got this around the wrong way. That one. All right, are we getting anything stopping us, or is it just simply not enough beans in the machine? It could possibly be that. Yep, that's it. Whoa, so many beans that my arms stretch out. Let's drop it down one notch. Once we get our once we get the rest of the structure on, things are going to have to be turned up quite a bit. So that's cool. Like now, turning right is obviously not working. So we can turn left, we can go forward, and then we can go backwards. So this, I guess, this is an in-depth tutorial on how to make a platform. Like, I'm not sure what this platform would be called. I might have to Google that, and that might be the name of the video. I don't know. Let's program the next one. So I've realized now that I have really rabbited on quite a bit in this video, and I'm thinking that I'm going to make this actually a two-part tutorial on how to build a bulldozer. I've made the decision that in this first video, we're just going to work on the drive shaft of the vehicle. All right. So then once we have that completed, I can then work on a video to do the cabin as well as the blade, which goes at the front for lifting. Oh, I just thought of another awesome idea. We could make a tractor and have multiple implements, like implements that go on the back, and you could do different things with them. Like we could just make pretend discs or plows and things like that. That'd be cool. And then I also just made another idea. I could make a grader. I don't know if you guys know what a grader is. I might just throw up a picture of a cool grader and like a tractor with discs on it or something like that. But anyway, that's some future projects that we could work on. I hope you guys like these ideas. These themes of like construction and farming equipment really excites me. I like playing Farming Simulator. It's a great game. So now we need to program in, we need to program up and organize the next lot of turning, which is turning right. So we'll drop the sensor. Why are you not? What? That's weird. Maybe we need to put it on the lift before it'll allow me to do this. Oh, I see what's going on here. For some reason, I have actually connected up. I didn't know you could connect controllers to this. Does that? I don't understand. Oh, I reckon you can. That's an interesting thing to know. I never even occurred to me that could happen. All right, then we want the right-hand drive wheel, which is right-hand drive engine. So we want it like right up there with the beans. Cool. Okay, so now we need to program in the dials for this one. So we're turning right. Let's work on lifting the front and back tires up first, which is the outside. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 all need to go. We'll make sure it's blue. Blue is out. Oop, I did. Blue is out. So blue is turning out, and then blue is turning out. All right, sweet. So let's turn 1, 2, 3, and 4, 30 degrees. And then we'll get in and test that one just to make sure that I'm doing everything right, because if I break stuff, it's not good. We need to get rid of the lift. Simply clicking that. So everything's okay for driving forward and backwards. Now we're turning right. Oh, have I disconnected? I know. I have. I've disconnected this bearing here. Who's connected to that bearing? Number 7? That's not right. What? How did you get connected to this? No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's forward and backwards. I'm just playing funny buggers with myself. Turning left, which is wrong. Turning left. Okay, turning right. Excellent. So we've got the front and back wheels are all lifting up. Cool beans. And then the 2 wheels we want to actually move are being powered by the engine. So that is 6 and 5 then need to go back down to... So it needs to be purple. And it also needs to be purple. Purple 5, and just needs to, neutralize these 2 back to the neutral position. So now we should be able to turn right. And now we should be able to turn left. We should be able to drive forwards. And we should be able to drive backwards. And we can now combine all 3 of them. It's not amazing. Like, I highly suggest you try this in your own world, guys. But the controls are delayed. They're not the greatest. So when you're driving along forwards, backwards, and left and right, it's not amazing. You know, we could make this a lot more compact and into like a really awesome like ATV as well. But I really like this drive shaft, and I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. We've got the drive shaft down. Next episode, we'll work on building the cabin. We're going to have to move the driver's seat up just a squidge and probably put it over on the left-hand side. And I want to try and make a cabin that looks fairly like a bulldozer, obviously, because this is going to be for in the future if there's any kind of dirt moving. I don't think there's going to be any terrain moving, I guess. So this is all just role playing, and it's good fun to muck around. Actually turns pretty well. You just have to kind of anticipate where you're going. It's not going to win any races anytime soon, but it's great fun. I love building these sorts of things, especially when it all comes together so nicely. Like, this is very neat compared to the Excavator. Much better design in my opinion. We could also even chop out some weight in here, so it does allow us a little bit of wiggle room for adding beautiful things like big barrels and whatnot. But that's it for this episode. As I already said, I say it usually twice in every episode. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial video that we have done. And if you do happen to come up with any ideas or any building that you want to do on the drive shaft for an excavator, or any implement like this, or any kind of design really, make a video, send me screenshots. I'm happy to share this stuff with you guys. If you send me a video, I'd love to hear about it and share it with my subscribers as well. But that's it for this one. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. My name is Mennace. I'll see you in part 2 when we build the rest of this bulldozer.